Hello and welcome to another episode of Rallying the Forge. I'm Solymr, and today's episode we are going to be basically just going over the 8 remaining decks for the JedForge Competitive Circuit number 3. I don't have any other news yet. We do not have a patch yet. I was expecting a patch by today. I've been holding out on the video for the patch, but it has not come. So I'm just carrying on with the 8 decks that we haven't looked at in the JedForge Competitive Circuit. I'll give my 2 cents about those, and that's pretty much going to be it. I don't really have anything else planned for this episode. We do have the scientist event supposed to start tomorrow, but with no patch. Does that mean it gets pushed again, or are they going to do a patch tomorrow? I don't know. So we'll see how it plays out. We do have the second trials event for SolForge happening on Saturday, so be sure to sign up for that. That is on the challenge website, not the SolForge Fusion website, by the way. But sign up for that, submit your deck, and good luck to you in that. I have not submitted what deck I'm playing. I have 2 or 3 choices or something like that. I think I've got 3 choices or 4 choices. I haven't decided what deck I'm going to play. It's basically either Drix Apocamancer or I got some Ambriel decks. So I'm not sure yet. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay. So JedForge Competitive Circuit 3. We've gone through half the decks, and I don't think any other matches have been played since my last video. Maybe, I don't know if Anovis Billy Badham had played yet or not, but these other matches here, still got some matches to do, obviously. So the first deck we did not view, that I'm just going straight down the list based on the sheet I have. My deck is the first one up. It's actually on my son's account. I'm playing on my son's account for this. He's got 3 of our 4 potential Killian decks. I had to borrow one from him to be able to have one for the scientist event. So this one is on his account. It's got Convergence on Cycle 2. It is a Kragaius Mantis Forge Seal deck. It is our only one between the 2 accounts. I got it in a sale of someone's account. It was one of the prize decks, so to speak, and I was able to get this one. There were some other ones that people wanted more so than this one, and I was happy to get this one. So I've struggled to find a good pair for this Utera half. I've had this for probably a year now. And I have not been able to find a good pair for it that works, that's consistent. So I'm hoping with these Killian decks, I'm still testing them out to figure out which one feels the best or plays the best. So I picked this one just because, I don't know, if so far it's the one I've had the most experience with, and it feels pretty good so far, but I don't feel like I've got a great Killian deck. So eventually I'm going to open some more scientist decks and hopefully get a better Killian. We'll see. Time will tell. But hopefully one of these Killian decks works well with the Zutera half, and I finally found a pair for it. Unfortunately, though, all the Killian decks are digital. This deck is a physical deck, so I'll have to print off a Killian deck if I want to play physical with it ever. So yeah, this is just your Killian Mantis Forge Seal Kragaius deck. Nothing really special about it. Obviously the Mantis Forge Seal Kragaius half is nice because it's got 5 creatures, 5 spells, so it kind of brings a little bit of balance because the Killian deck only has 2 spells. This deck has a lot of upgrading. It's got a lot more to it than meets the eye. It's kind of fun to play, obviously, because it wins pretty good. A lot of the time. It got crushed by dinos. I didn't get a win against Bleak with the deck, but we crashed in the one match I might have actually won. So that was a little frustrating, but it's a decent deck. So we will see if I can. I might be able to beat Jeff with it, but then after that, I'm facing either Iron Bryce or Bionic Soup or Ike's Ninjas, one of those three, and I don't like my odds in any of those matchups. So we'll see. The next deck we have on the list is actually Bleak's. He's the one who beat me in the winner's side of the bracket. So he has his Dino deck. I've played against this so many times now. He's played it a bunch. It's probably his best deck, based on what I've seen him play. He's played some other stuff too, but this is by far and away his best deck, I think. Or if it's not his best deck, it's the one he plays the best. He knows this deck pretty much inside and out. He makes very shrewd decisions. It's really tough. I think he has a good chance to beat whomever he plays in the next round. So he's a very good player, but he plays this deck a lot, and I haven't had a good answer for it. I think I beat it one time in one event at some point. I don't know what deck I played. I'm trying to think. It might have been an RSE potentially. I don't even know. I've lost to it, like, if I played it 10 times, I lost to it 9 times. So really good deck though. Astraxian, he's got breakthrough on like every dinosaur. He's got a shard back in there with the Astraxian. He's got 2 Thundersaurs. He's got Thunder Stomper, Void Stomper. His spells are limited, only 5, but they're all pump. They all pump in some fashion. Like I said, he's got breakthrough on like every dino he has. He's got a Charger in there for good measure. He's got the Patriarch, of course. Just really 2 really good halves that it's creature heavy, but works really well. So I do not envy anyone else who has to play this in this event, and it's not an easy out. But if you can keep his board clear and get rid of the threats as he puts them down, you've got a good chance. Like, obviously, Patriarch needs to get off the board. Shardback needs to get off the board. Astraxian needs to get off the board. His Thundersaurs can get really big, and he with his pump spells, he's really, like I said, he's really shrewd with how he plays his cards. So it's a really, really good deck. And it's neat. It's obviously 2 dino decks, but it's a good one. Next up, we have Antofa. And he's playing one of his favorite decks. I don't know if it's his best deck. It's a very strong deck as well. Excuse me. So he gets a lot of minion pump with this deck. He's got some life gain with the Spring Dryad there. He's got Mantis and Forge Seal. No Kragais though, but he does have a Swamp Moss Lurker. So he's able to get Nova's Might off 3 times. Nova's Dominion 3 times. He's got Lycian Rain. He's got some control with Botanimate, with all the minion stuff. He does have Varna's Pact. Spirit Leash is nice. He does have Zrath's Wolf. He gets some life gain going. He's got a Vampiric creature here for some additional life gain and drain. The deck overwhelms you with the creatures, and then he's pumping everything up. So you've got to be able to handle his pump. And I think, let's look here. No, Novus. Who did he play? Antofa. Sorry, not a Novus. Who is this? This is Antofa. That's what I said. Antofa. I didn't mean a Novus. He played Carl in the first round, and then he lost to Bryce. Bryce's deck, tough to play against. But this deck is very good and very strong. Obviously, it can be beat. Any deck can be beat. don't believe that they can't be. But very strong deck. I don't remember if he played this previously. I should do that background better next time, is check for if people have played the decks before. I think I've tried to change it up every time. I know Peter's had to change it up because he keeps winning. But next up we have Gizmo Lightning. Now she said in chat that this was the wrong deck. She selected the wrong deck. So I don't know what she was gonna play. She said she anticipated just losing because she picked the wrong one. So this has an Ankh Nexus Tracker. It's a Nova RC deck with only 2 spells. It's got a Chaining Colossus, got a Charger Mammoth, Ice Lance Magus, Herald Fury, only 4 Aloyan spells. And they're set 4, and you got a couple from the Mage set. Rootbound Might's neat with the Mage stuff. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Aloyan Tempest builds generally. I don't think there's really anything out there other than the 1 in a million Glacier with the Betrayer Warcaller Yeti or whatever that Rusty has. I just don't think Aloyan Tempest has a good synergy yet. They don't have a pairing that really stands out. So even with the Mage set and everything, I still don't think maybe there's a Betrayer or something that they could pair together potentially. I don't know, but I haven't seen it yet. I just don't think it's a strong pairing. But she said she picked the wrong one, so I'm hopeful that next one that she'll pick the right deck, whatever she was actually going to play. Next up we have Ike's Ninjas. So Isaac has a Furious Shardback with a single windy creature, 6 spells, really nice. He has it paired with a Necrium. He's got Darkheart Sorcerer, Blight Witch. He's got a Devouring Slime. He's got a Shambling Summoner. That's really nice. His creatures are really nice, actually. He's got 3 spells, Dreadbolt, Omnom Nom, and Varric's Embrace. Shambling Summoner and Darkheart Sorcerer, they're both really nice. I have a deck with both of them in it as well, and I don't know if I like that so much because you have 2 defenders on the board. It makes it hard to kill them, but it really limits your aggressiveness, what you're able to do against your opponent aggressively, I guess, to kill them off, to do chunks of damage. Obviously, with Shambling and the Darkheart Sorcerer, you have Life Gain and Drain, but I feel it's a little bit limiting, and I think I don't have that many decks with both of them, with a Shambling Summoner in particular and a Darkheart Sorcerer. I might only have the one. I might have a second one, I don't know. But when I played it, it just felt like too much stuck in the back row. So, I don't know. I don't know how it plays for him. The 6 spells with the Windy and the Furious Shardback is really nice. He doesn't opt to go for a River of Souls pairing here. Maybe he doesn't have one, I don't know. But he did not opt to go for that. His spells, I like his spells. Obviously, Disintegrate, Flame Jet, Ice Storm, Warbringer Ritual, Elementalist Ritual can do some work, and Lightning Charge can also be a nice surprise. So the deck on paper looks really nice. Both halves look really great. I don't feel like there's a bad card in either of them. The worst card is going to be the Raging Drake, but even that being Raging, which gives it aggressive, gives it utility that could come in handy. So, the second worst card might be the Hemophagic Demon, but it's got a big body, so it's not really that bad actually, because you could underdrop it, or if you're getting a bunch of zombies on the board, you could sack one, gain some additional life. And then the Fleet War Stoker is probably the worst Tempest creature of these four. So, really sound. Each half deck is really good and paired. They look like they would work really well together. I just don't know how it plays. But I do know from my experience with Darkheart Sorcerer and Shambling Summoner together, it just feels like too much in the back row, and it really limits you. And then when you get the next version of them out there with the other stuff on the board, it just starts getting really hard to be aggressive at all. And you're really then relying on Darkheart Sorcerer and spells to get you over that hump. So it's just, there's a lot of stuff you want on the board. Sometimes it's too much. So that's just my opinion, though. I don't have a ton of experience with it because I didn't like it, so I stopped playing it. But looks like a really fun, strong deck, though. All right, next up we have a Novus. And he has a Necrium Aloyan. He's got Ankh and a Darkheart Sorcerer pairing here. It's two mage decks, it looks like. So he's got Darkheart Sorcerer with a Vicious Necromancer. That's pretty neat. That's awesome for level 3. I wonder how big he gets. 1920. It's pretty nice for a Necromancer, pulling stuff back out. Of course, you get Plague Bearer in there. That's horrible. But he does have 6 spells for the Necrium half. He's got 5 spells for the Aloyan half. That's pretty nice, too. He has, spell-wise on the Necrium half, it is set 4. It's just okay. Not that great. The flag rate, it's this, I haven't checked it in game, but it's this nerfed version. Or is it not? Did they fix it? Or is it only the... Did they fix it, maybe? I wonder if they fixed it. I better check to make sure there wasn't a patch while I was sitting out here. No. So, this is showing it fixed, but there was a different version that wasn't... It was like a nerfed version, essentially. And I don't know what the deal was with that, if that was a mistake or intentional or what it was. So it looks like the proper version. But the Aloyan spells look really nice. Forced Revival, I like. Scythian Augmentation, I think, is a great spell. I love seeing that, especially with the mage stuff. I think it's really great. Aloyan Monolith, not great, but I've been finding a newfound appreciation for it, I guess. Not that it's great by any means, but it's not a dead card anymore for me. Like, I used to be like, yeah, this card's pretty awful. The one-time armor, the upgrade, blah, 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 but I've found more use for it. Lucid Echoes gives him some removal, potentially. It's still not a great removal card, but it is some removal. And then Silver Arc, situational, but if he does any replacing, potentially he can get some additional pump on creatures. So he's got the Ankh, which is really cool. It's a fun card to play with. You have Aloyan Sage. He's got a Suppressing Champion. He's got another mage with a Sculptor, which can give him a free spell play, potentially. So he's got some okay cards. For an Ankh deck, this isn't bad for a mage deck. It's just kind of par for the course. The spells are pretty good. It's not bad. I wouldn't say it's necessarily great. I don't know how the deck plays. The Necrium half love the creatures other than the Plague Bearer, but you got a Vicious Necromancer and a Darkheart Sorcerer. That's a pretty good start with only 4 creatures, 6 spells. I feel like this deck would fall in a mid-tier range of competitiveness. But I'd be curious to see if it does better than that or if it does worse than that. So, not sure. But very interesting. Glad to see some of the new cards. making it through the soul binds and whatnot. All right, we've got Ithai, who he was my first round opponent, right? Yeah. So I played Ithai in the first round, and he's got a double Grim Gaunt Predator deck that he in the first match he played really well. He got both his Grim Gaunt Predators out there early, and it was a problem for me. I survived through it and managed to pull out the win, but it was a very tough matchup because of that. And then I think he missed one in the second cycle and didn't draw any in the third, or maybe drew one late in the third, but it was too late in the match. So yeah, he didn't hit on those, and his deck really relied around those two. He had some other play lines he could have taken, but he really was relying heavily on both Predators being able to be out there and controlling the board. And he has things to pump them up and keep them alive, but I think it's just not enough support for them. His spells are fairly good. The Spirit Charm's just okay, but his other 5 spells are decent at least. Don't know why I got that. Yeah, it was an interesting. The first match was hard. The second match, I think, it wasn't as hard. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't want to say it was like a dominating game or anything, because I don't think it was, but it just went better for me. It was not a lot less pressured because he didn't get his Grim Gaunt Predators out there like he did in the first match. So that's his deck. And then lastly but not least, we have TCG Jeff. And he's got an RSE deck here. He's got it paired with a Darkheart Sorcerer, so we'll say it's by and large a standard RSE build with the Darkheart Sorcerer. But he does have an Abyssal Shambler. He does have the Plague Bearer, which I don't know if that would count, because he'd be dead after you blast him off. So he wouldn't be an elemental anymore. So I don't think that would work, the Plague Bearer. He's got to remain in the lane to proc the RSE. He does have a Fire Fist Uranti, which can do it. He's got a Shambling Fiend, so he's got double Shamble, Darkheart Sorcerer, Fire Fist Uranti. He's got a Grim Gaunt Predator. Creature-wise, really good on the Necreum half. The Covetous Bloodlord and the Corrupt Plague Bearer don't like at all. Corrupt Plague Bearer is like horrible. Corrupt. They should stop making corrupt creatures. Spell-wise, he's got Dreadbolt, Om Nom Nom, Staff of Varus. That can come in handy with the Fire Fist Uranti later in the game, because he is a mage, and Staff of Varus pumps its attack, and if it's a mage, deals damage to any creature. I really like that combination. I love how he gets a Betrayer Fire Fist with the Staff of Varus in the mage deck. Really cool. It's a combo I kind of like, actually, from set 1. But spells wise, for his RSE half, he's got Warbringer Ritual, Thunder Crash Field, and Primordial Slam. So at least he's got it paired with the Dreadbolt. He's got Om Nom Nom, Primordial Slam for his other removal. It's not a lot of spells. It's a bit lacking on the spell side, but it's got some cool pieces to it. He does have the Nargath Commander to pump some things up, potentially. Mystical Teacher can do some damage if he can get some sprites out there. Lightning Tamer, Charger Mammoth. He does have the Rageborn Eruptor with a bunch of Exalt play for his deck. So he's got things to work for him. It's creature heavy. I I just don't know how it plays. I'm going to find out, though, because I'm paired against him for the second round of the losers bracket. We're probably going to play that this weekend at some point. So, not looking forward to that match. Going to have to really just survive until I can get Kragaius out. If I survive that long. So, should be an interesting matchup. So that's all of the decks. We've done all 16 decks now. Some surprises along the way already. I'm not surprised that Peter made the final again, or he's all the way up there in the semifinals, I guess technically. Surprised, not surprised. I really thought Bryce was going to run through that side with his deck because his deck played so well. But as he said, Red Eyes had the perfect counter for his deck. And it wasn't like he picked it to counter him at all. It just what he played. So Bryce is going to play the loser of the 13th match, which is Bionic Soup and Ike's Ninjas. If Jed gets his combo off, he's likely going to win because the player, he runs out of time. He doesn't have enough time to kill a player, I don't think, in cycle 1. It's just not enough damage doing 3 at a time. If he's playing, if he's got the Apocalypse out there. If he said he can get it off in cycle 2, so if he has the bigger version of Apocalypse out there, he could probably kill you off easier. It's 5 damage per time. But if he does, even if he gets it off in either cycle, he's going to bring your health down sub 10 health. So he can do roughly like 10 to 15 triggers of it. And he's bringing your life so low at that point, because his deck he's playing super creature heavy. He's likely got some damage through on you, even if it's only 5 damage. That might be more. That might be enough. Now you're sitting at 3 health, and all he needs is, 1 stealth guy to get through or something, or 1 wisp minion to get through and kill you. So then you're on edge for the entire rest of the time. It's really hard. But I think Bleak's deck is almost tailor-made to beat Jed's deck. Even though Jed could get his combo off and bring Bleak really low, Bleak's deck has just big breakthrough creatures. He's going to be pounding Jed's deck if Jed beats Isaac. So we can pull Isaac's fuse back up real quick here. So Isaac has the Furious Shardback, Windy Stormling, Darkheart. He's got some life gain, but his deck's going to take some setting up to get it going, and he could be almost dead before he really gets things going. But if Jed doesn't get it off, things lean heavily for his opponent, because Jed he'd been playing for something that he didn't get to trigger, and it's just not a good situation for him necessarily. His deck doesn't want to just play creatures the entire time. But nonetheless, it'll be an interesting match to see who wins. Even then, I think Bleak's deck, again, because this deck's going to need some setup, I don't know. If he can get some health gain going, he might be okay. But at this point, I really think Bleak is going to be the one to go to the semifinals. And then matchups down here. You got Namrog versus the Upside Down. No idea how that's going to turn out. They got Green Eyes. We'll see if he can advance on to a Novus here. We got myself and Jeff. That should be a good matchup. I hope I win, but at the same time, I don't know. Like, if Isaac does beat Jed, then you're gonna have. I'm almost feeling like Isaac's going to beat Jed, because in every event that we play, Bryce and Jed always seem to find their way against each other. No matter what, they have to play at least once, it seems like, and so this would be fitting that Jed would lose his second round matchup and have to face Bryce in the losers bracket round 2, and then either of those decks, Jeff or I are going to play, and I just feel like we're going to lose. We're going to lose, which means Bryce or Jed would advance on to play Carl. Of course, Carl is a really good player as well. You've got a Novus facing whomever comes out between Red Eyes, Namrog, and up the Upside Down. And then they've played to play the loser of 23, which would be the loser between Bleak, Ike's Ninjas, and Bionic Soup. So we've got some really good matchups coming to look forward to coming up. I'm excited to see how everything goes for players. Will anyone beat Peter? I think Peter loses at some point. Whether he loses here in the semifinals or he loses in the finals, I think ultimately it depends on who he faces. If Bryce makes it back, I wonder. I don't know. Bryce has a long road to go. But if he makes it all the way back to the finals, that's impressive. But Bryce's deck is really, really good and frustrating. Like, he has to draw really bad for it just to not work. So it'll be interesting to see. Bryce still has a chance to come back and win the whole thing. That's who I picked to win. But there are some other really good decks in here, and it's going to be interesting to see how things play out. But I do think Peter's going to lose a series this time. Not that he won't make it back to the finals. If he loses here, he plays here to go back to the finals. So if he loses here, he might have to face Bryce here, and only one of them advance on to play whomever gets here. So maybe Jed goes all the way here, and Bryce comes all the way through, and it's Bryce and Jed in the finals. They're going to play each other. They're going to play each other. They always do. They always do. So, yeah, looking forward to this. Really enjoying this series. Really enjoying the competitiveness. I'm not a big fan of the best of 3 stuff, but it's okay. I'll live with it. I think it leans heavily towards the more skilled players, assuming decks are equal, or it leans towards just the player with the better deck. But it just takes away that cool, the guy who doesn't have the great deck, or the guy who's not the super experienced player beating the veteran player. I always like that, kind of rooting for the underdog in a way. But this format, how it is, it works for what it is. If this was like a Worlds format or something, then definitely best of 1 would be definitely more exciting in my eyes. But this is not that. So, but this is really good to see a lot of different high tier builds, how they fare against other decks. So in my video description, I'll have links for the decks that I reviewed in my previous video. I've got the links for the previous 8. So you can always look up what people are playing. For the videos I do put out for this, I of course have my matches, but I do steal from some of the other players from what they record and put it out. I always put their deck links in the videos, and that way you can pull up their decks and see them. I've also considered doing something different with my videos for that, to bring the decks up into the video, but haven't done that yet. So anyhow, yeah, so that's all I have for this video. It's gone fairly long. despite not having anything but the decks to talk about. But, you know, just over a half hour. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed me looking at the decks, talking about them. Again, don't take anything I say personal about your deck, whether I like it or don't like it. But yeah, looking forward to hopefully we'll start seeing some more events pop up from community members of people running events. We do have, of course, the JedForge Competitive Circuit 3 is going on right now. As this wraps up over the next couple weeks, he'll have a fourth one he'll be doing. We have this coming Saturday, we have SolForge. We have one of the trials. I don't remember the names. I don't go by those names, but so I don't have them memorized. But it's Alolan Necrium with no Utera or Tempest Betrayers. So sign up for that. And then, of course, you have ML Vanby's events. He's got Friday nights and Sunday afternoons. He's got a casual jump in queue event for people. I don't know what he's running at this juncture. He changes it every week. And that's all there is right now. You do have Crimson's Wednesday night game night, where you can play against Crimson and get some deck codes or SFG potentially. But otherwise, nothing else has popped up yet. I do plan to restart my series, but it might be different depending on what information I get back from Lucas in that regards. I'm not really worried about so much about support for the events more than I am if we're going to be able to do a larger format, sort of. So we'll see what happens. So that'll be coming down the road here. And yeah, so that's all I've got for this video. Look forward to next week. I'll be covering the Scientist decks. If the event kicks off tomorrow and we get the deck list, then I'll cover the decks. If it's delayed again because we didn't get a patch yet, then I will delay that video because I don't have the decks at that juncture either. And we'll do something else. So I do want to do a Silver Bullets video at some point soon. I haven't done one in a little bit, and those seem to be fun to make. So we'll see what's coming up next week. Might be a little bit of a surprise. We'll find out. And then yeah, keep an eye out for my other video series as well, Legends of the Forge and Flames of the Forge, for some videos. Those will be coming out over the next couple of days as well. So thanks, and I'll see you guys later.